Welcome, everyone. Good morning. Welcome to another edition of the First Family of Las Vegas's daily free winner show, brought to you by the best website on the planet, your one-stop sports betting shop, SportsMemo. Now, before we bring out today's guests, and we got an all-star panel today, before we bring out today's guests and give out winners for today's action, Dionne's not here again today. She's still feeling the effects of our second bout with COVID, so we're all sending prayers out for Dionne to get well very quickly. And we'd like to thank you. We've received literally every day a couple of dozen get wells and prayers and warm sentiments. We really appreciate that. Thank you so much. We adore you guys. Thank you. But having said that, the mice away. The cats are away. The mice will play. I'm unsupervised again. My buddy Ross Benjamin, who you're going to see in a few minutes, he makes it 6-5 pick 'em that I pissed off or at least offend quite a few of you. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just joking, guys. Sports fans, later today, tune into Full Count, the MLB Sports Betting Show, live 12 p.m. Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern. I'm going to be hosting. Joining me is going to be one of today's panelists on the First Family Show, Dr. Chuck and Kevin Thomas. What a good-looking panel, by the way. What a good-looking bunch of guys and documented winning cappers to boot. So tune into that before you make any of your baseball decisions today. Also, the great folks over at SportsMemo, their customer appreciation is unrivaled. They gave Dionne and myself a 3-day all sports inclusive. You get one D'Amico, you get a second one free, $59, no code necessary. The last time something that great where two D'Amicos were featured, it was a Mob Rico case back east 20 years ago. Any case, guys, Joe and Dionne, 3 days, all sports inclusive. Get two of us for 3 days, $59, no code. We have a great show today. Joining the First Family is Dr. Chuck and Ross Benjamin. Happy Friday, guys. Chuck, Ross, how is everybody today?
Good. How are you guys? Hope all is well.
Doing great. Feel good Friday.
Feel good Friday. Ross, Dionne's still not feeling 100%, and I'm not there. I'm not there. So somebody got their Christmas wish very early. I was losing my voice the last few days, so a lot of people out there. Oh God, that Joe D'Amico, he's good looking and he can pick winners. But boy, that voice could give aspirin a headache. So I started losing my voice. She's still not 100%, but we're gonna trudge on without her. We've got a great show today, guys. Without any further ado, we're going to bring on first Ross, because you know how Ross does it every Friday. He's a Friday regular. He's got to walk it. He walks it like he talks it. He leaves right after a segment so he can put on more winners on the Sports Memo site and also get his own bets down. Like I said, these aren't posers here, guys. We walk it like we talk it. Myself, Dr. Chuck, and Ross, we bet the games we put out. So without any further ado, Ross Benjamin, a pioneer in the sports betting industry, he's going to tell you what he's got going on maybe tonight and over the weekend he's excited about, and he's going to give you another free winner. Ross, take it away, buddy.
Thank you, Joe. Appreciate the kind words. And yeah, I would make it even money instead of 6-5 that you're going to piss somebody off. But let me tell you something, folks. You won't find a more entertaining guy on the internet when it comes to sports betting. And combination of funny, professional, and also picks winners at a very consistent rate than Joe D'Amico. Anyway, I've been red hot lately, Joe. I mean, other than the fact that I had a bad couple of days, number 2 at Sports Memo in money earned over the last 30 days. Number 2 in the NBA over the last 30 days. My NBA since April the 1st is 35-19, which is good for 65%. And my Major League Baseball on a 20-13 run, a modest run, but 61%. And I never give you big chalks. You don't need me to give you a 150 or 160. And also, my 4% or better top plays have gone 24-8 with the last 32. That's good for 75%, folks. So awfully good stuff going on at Sports Memo. You want to check me out, just go to the experts tab at the top of the page. You'll see a scroll down with all the great handicappers from Sports Memo, me being one of them. Go to my page. You'll see all my recent hot streaks. They're updated daily. My free picks comes in the St. Louis Cardinals and the Pittsburgh Pirates game. A game will take place at Pittsburgh, 6:35 p.m. Eastern time starter. Be Adam Wainwright as the starter for the St. Louis Cardinals. And the veteran right-hander has just owned Pittsburgh over the last few seasons. As a matter of fact, since 2020, Wainwright is 6-0 in his team starts against Pittsburgh with an 0.43 ERA. And each one of those times, each of those 6 starts, I should say, he's gone 6 or more innings on every occasion. So he's not only winning and keeping Pittsburgh from scoring, but also giving the Cardinals some major innings as well, which always is a good thing when you don't have to depend on your bullpen as much. Also, Wainwright has given up just 3 home runs in 7 starts. And why do I mention that? Because Pittsburgh, since the start of last year, is 6-27 against starting pitchers that allow 0.50 or less home runs per start. And right now, Wainwright's at 0.43, so that qualifies in that regards. And also, St. Louis has dominated the Pirates on their home turf. As a matter of fact, St. Louis 11-3 at Pittsburgh since 2020. Speaking of the Pirates, they are coming off a 3-2 win at the Cubs on Wednesday. They had yesterday off. But this is a Pittsburgh team that really has had difficulty stringing anything together. As a matter of fact, they're 1-8 in their last 9 games following a win, and they're also 0-4 this year when playing on exactly 1 day of rest, like they will be today. So not a lot to hang your hat on with the Pittsburgh Pirates, and they've just been anemic offensively. 1.3 runs scored per game over their last 7 outings with a 160 team batting average. That's not going to get it done considering a starting pitcher like Wainwright that's dominated the Pirates, how bad they're hitting. In this St. Louis team since the start of last year, 23-8 as a road favorite of -110 or greater. Right now, St. Louis is -142. For those of you who know me, I don't like to dabble into that territory. If I do, I'll lay the run line, and that's exactly what I'm going to do here. I like St. Louis to win big here, Joe. St. Louis -1.5 plus 105 over the Pittsburgh Pirates on Friday the 20th.
Ross Benjamin taking the Cardinals on the run line. Guys, he walk it like he talk it. He has been winning. Obviously, you go over to Sports Memo, you see those stats. He don't lie. We don't lie over at Sports Memo. We got a crew of guys with integrity like nothing you've ever seen before in this business. But Ross he walks it like he talks it. Just over recent weeks and over the last few months, all over the leaderboards, 3-day, 7-day, 30-day. You go over there, see his streaks. But over the last several decades, you're not going to find anybody as successful as Ross Benjamin. Ross, 2 things. Number one, I got to tell you before we let you go, so I know you got to get your bets down and go put up some games over at Sports Memo. I did piss off a lot of people yesterday on the show. Our good buddy, by the way, myself, Don Buster, John Ryan, and Ron Kabang, swept the board yesterday with our free picks. Great day. But our good buddy Ron Kabang, who's killing an NBA and WNBA, put up a WNBA game. And then he and John Ryan had to leave, so just me and Don Buster. So I said something. I said, to quote Tom, I don't know a lot about WNBA, but to quote Tom Hanks in A League of Their Own, girls aren't what you play with during the game, they're what you play with afterwards. So I managed to piss off every female viewer out there. And I could have never got away with that, Ross, if Dionne was here. I may have been undefeated in both every karate match, in a few hundred karate matches, and every boxing match through the few hundred fights I had. Undefeated. But Dionne would have she would have whooped my ass yesterday if she would have been here and I said that. I know where to talk, when to talk, and where to talk. If I would have said that yesterday, I would have showed up today with a big black eye.
I think we should try one show that you do with a straitjacket on. That would be even more entertaining than anything. So.
Ross, on a nice note, Ross is a fellow Paisan. Guys, Ross, today's Friday.
Yeah.
I know I still don't do meat on Fridays. Got some beautiful eggplant. I'm going to be sauteing. Make a little eggplant.
I'm jealous.
Oh, come on over. Come on over. Listen, I got wine and I got bread. I got eggplant. All you got to do is bring over a little cannoli.
I'll be there in late August, Joe. So
I would love that. I would love that. We'll set aside some time for you and I. And hopefully, a lot of other, we're going to be doing, Wager Talk Sports Memo is going to be doing an outing here in August.
Great, yeah. So
that would be wonderful.
I look forward to that. Yeah,
but definitely you and me. Trust me, Ross, I know between me and you, we've always got bail money on us. So we can only get locked up for the weekend. If we get locked up on a Friday or Saturday, we'll get out on Monday. But I think we'll be fine. Ross has got to take off, guys.
All right.
But after the show, go over to Sports Memo. Go check out Ross Benjamin. Use some of those great customer appreciation discounts. Ross, have a great day and a great weekend. God bless.
You too, Joey, and you too, Chuck. Take care now.
Thank you,
guys.
Guys, I love Ross Benjamin. He's been a friend to me for over 20 some odd years, maybe 25 years. And he's been winning for that long. So go over to Sports Memo, follow him. He is amazing. Now we're going to go from Ross Benjamin to the doctor. The doctor's making a special house call on Friday for all your sports betting ailments. He's got the remedy. He's got the cure. Doc, it's just me and you. So if you want to talk some smack about Ross Benjamin, he's got. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Doc, you are also all over the leaderboards. I know you're doing real well with some of your props earlier on this week. I noticed some things that you put up on Twitter. By the way, guys, follow Ross on Twitter. Follow Dr. Chuck. These guys are very approachable. They will get back to you if you DM them. If you comment, they'll get back to you. And Dr. Chuck, along with the other great guys, the stable of winning documented cappers over the Sports Memo, Dr. Chuck the integrity that he brings to the game. First of all, the success, the betting angles, unrivaled, but the integrity. On good days, he's really happy because he's betting his games. You're betting his games. You're going to come back tomorrow. On those rare bad days, he's right there. He goes, man, I love that about you, Dr. Chuck. And, thank goodness that there's a lot more winning days than losing days for us. But the integrity you bring to the game is just amazing. And I've always admired about you, even before we got a chance to work together. So I want to thank you for joining us today. I know you've got a free play for everybody today, but I know you've got some great things happening tonight and over the weekend. If you could tell everybody out there about that and then give out your free play.
I thank you for those kind words. I do this only for one reason, and that's what I get some feedback sometimes on Twitter. I only do this to help others try and beat the books. Been trying to do that myself for about a decade and a half, and am honored to be able to work with a group like Sports Memo and Wager Talk. And so I just love that. I love being able to do that. I'll try not to piss off WNBA. We'll make it with Led Zeppelin themed. I got nothing but a whole lot of love for the WNBA, and we put out our first WNBA play last night, and also in that play recommended the play in the other game. And so, we're officially 1-0. Hopefully followers went 2-0 and got both those wins. Kind of slow played the first start of the season to see where we were at because we had a decent last season. Started off well. It's a way lower volume sport than what I normally do, but yes, rolling in the MLB right now. Just like Ross said, money earned. He is number 2. Number 1 is me. I hate touting myself. I don't want it to be that way. But if you had Ross and if you had me, you were up 10,000. If you had Ross and me, you were up $15,000 better past 30 days. So check it out. All access. Sorry, am I getting feedback? Is something wrong here?
No, you're sounding real good, Dr. Chuck. You're doing great. You're doing great.
We have a 10-unit play in MLB today. It's just not a common occurrence. We are 10-2 all time with baseball 10-unit plays. So hoping that continues on here. So check us out. We're also going to have several other options on the diamond off of a 5-1 night. We tinker with things as the season goes on. One of the reasons that we're most successful is we find these spots. I've been talking all week about a spot that we got yesterday, and it's against Joe's boys yesterday. It was set up all week long. I talked about it on Monday, talked about it on Tuesday, talked about it on Wednesday, and then the reverse run line spot opened itself yesterday, and I needed a little bit of a miracle from my man Santander. So I told him on Twitter, I messaged him that I'm sending him whatever he wants. If he wants a box of Omaha Steaks or a bottle of bourbon, it's coming his way. At that plus 330 reverse run line came through against all odds. So, we're rolling. We tinker with lines. We expand lines. We move things around. Like Ross said, I don't see a whole lot of reason to play on something that's minus 220. He said minus 150. I will go there, but not all the way to like 2-1, and especially not as the season drags on, where you're going to get 300 and 350. That's not what we want to do with baseball. That's not how we make our money. And so, speaking of zigzag in the NBA, I'm going to zig where people are zagging, and I'm going to the NBA on my free play because I'm going to be on the MLB first pitch show later, and we're going to go with Klay Thompson tonight. So, Klay Thompson, not a great first game. Took a lot of flack. TNT guys are like, oh, the Warriors aren't going to be able to do anything if Steph and Klay don't show up and blah, blah, blah. And then much like the Twitterverse and social media and how things go nowadays. After game one, everyone said, "Oh, okay, well, it's the Heat versus the Warriors, and that'll be a fun NBA Finals, Jimmy versus Steph, blah blah blah." Well, you saw how that works, and I did take it on the chin last night, thinking that the Heat were going to win the second game, not necessarily the series, but the anointment of Wiggins as the star of this team, that was where we hit on our prop. But what I love about that is the way the Warriors, the way that we set up our prop situation and our systems with our props is exactly how this works. We slow play. Wiggins was game one. I loved it. It fit everything that goes with my prop systems, and Clay fits this game exactly the way he fell. He's played 136 playoff games now. Tonight will be his 137th playoff game, even with some of those misses. Is 70 times that he scored less than 20 and 66 times he scored more than 20. And he hasn't taken as few 3-point shots that he did in last game for 45 playoff games. 45 playoff games it's been since he took 4 or less 3-point shots. He still scored 15, and everybody thought he was completely absent. I think he could accidentally score 28 tonight. I think he might have 15 in the first half like Wiggins did. And the value you're getting to get him at 20.5, because everybody thinks he's disappearing. Jordan Poole off the bench scored 19, folks, and that's going to be Clay tonight. And I think this probably should be set at 23.5. And so I make it an entire 3 short. And so that's why it trumped any of the MLB plays as far as putting out for my free play for the show.
There you go, sports fans. The doctor is in. Clay Thompson over 20.5 is a steal. Sports fans, Dr. Chuck over the last 30 days, killing it. Did you say you were up over 10 grand, $100 bettors over the last 30 days?
30 days.
That is just off the charts. And guys, go over to SportsMemo. Follow Dr. Chuck. Listen, just look at his past performance. You're going to see money, money, money. And guys, when he's rolling, he's really rolling. I'd hate to be your bookmaker if I was taking your bets, Dr. Chuck. I'll tell you right now, because I close up shop. As soon as you get 1 or 2 wins, I'll be closing up shop. I'll be going fishing for the weekend because you killing it.
Once baseball starts, I go a lot of different ways.
Yeah, but you make it up. I've seen you, a bad day, then a good week.
Yeah.
A bad couple, I've seen it. Doc, if you could stick around to the end of the show, I would appreciate it because I don't trust myself to be left totally unsupervised.
Absolutely. I'll be here.
Stick around, Doc. I'll be right back. We'll have you right back, guys. Dr. Chuck, follow him over at SportsMemo. He is amazing. Now, sports friends, last night I predicted a big, big, big win in the NBA, and that's just what everyone got that follow me as we all got paid with the Celtics devouring the Heat, 127-102 as a small dog. Well, today's NBA playoffs release, even stronger, even higher rated. That's why I'm releasing a 5% play in the Western Conference Finals Game 2 matchup between the Mavericks and the Warriors. My 5 and 10 unit plays in basketball, 13-6 the last 19. Overall, 39 and 19. Get on this 5% winner tonight. Get paid. Now, yesterday I got everybody paid with a first 5 inning play. Wound up winning for the whole game, the Arizona Diamondbacks. But I want to go with another first 5 today for you, sports fans. Sports fans, I'm not going to proclaim I think the Oakland A's have a chance to win the American League pennant or even to win the West. But I am going to proclaim that I don't think the Los Angeles Angels have a shot at either. Say either 10 times quick. While I think there's a lot of talent on this team and arguably one of the best overall players in baseball, one of the most exciting players in baseball, by the way, I'm talking about Trout and Ohtani, I am going to tell you that the American League West belongs to the Houston Astros. While the Angels, as I mentioned, have some exciting and talented guys, they just got swept 3 games by the Rangers, and today they face a team that has done well against them. That's right. The A's 4-0 the last 4 meetings at Angel Stadium. Going back a bit, 35-17 the last 52 overall meetings. In game 1, we see Oakland's ace getting the start. Paul Blackburn, what can we say, guys? He's been outstanding this season. The team has won 6 of his 7 starts. He's 4-0 with a 1.67. He struck out 29 and only walked. Dice loves it. He's barking. Struck out 29, only walking 5 and 37.2 innings pitched. He's allowed more than 2 runs in any appearance just once this season. And in 2 career starts versus LA, 1-0 with a 0.68 ERA. I know Silseth looked good against Oakland a week ago, but in all sincerity, the A's weren't hitting that day, and Los Angeles only posted 2 runs against Jeffries, who's lost 7 straight turns. Going against Blackburn, a whole different monster, and I feel he's going to hamstring the Angels lineup while Oakland does some damage against Silseth early. A lot of value here, taking Oaktown plus $1.50, $1.55 in the first 5 innings, while Blackburn is starting. I'm taking the A's for the first 5. I like them here. I think it's a winner. Follow me tonight. Get that 5-unit play. I predicted not every day we predict winners. Last night I went out and I said, this will win tonight. I will not let you down, because I let you down a few days ago after winning a couple in the NBA. Let you down. I was so pissed off. I knew I was going to win yesterday. Trust me, guys. I won a boatload, and I know anybody that followed me won that too. Follow me tonight. 5% play. Let's bring Dr. Chuck back. I love him, man. I love Doc. Doc, I know you're a big props guy in first 5 innings. And I will tell you, by the way, I didn't know until this morning that I guess great minds think alike. Dionne, my wife, had the Orioles yesterday on that run line. And, she would never tell me she went against the Yankees. I try not to go 4 against the Yankees, guys, because I know a lot of it sometimes, for me personally, I try to separate. I separate my heart from my head. A lot of my heart is the Yankees. But, guys, even if let's say they win 110 games, which I don't think they're going to, but 110 games, you're still going to lose money because they're always $2 and even $2.50, $3 favorites. You're going to lose money by the end of the season. And going against them, guys, I think there are a lot better games on the board than going against a team who's got the best record in baseball right now. But
exactly.
She had the same play. Go on, Doc. I'm sorry.
No, exactly. And we talk about this all the time. This is not the NFL. This is not a 17-game NFL season. The Yankees have it was the exact same spot in the exact same pitcher in the exact same line and all that stuff as what happened in April. They beat the Tigers on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then they went to Detroit with Jordan Montgomery on the mound and laid an egg. And they didn't exactly lay an egg on offense yesterday, but it just there's just too much. And I talked about it for all the plays that I've been putting out all week. The Orioles are a weird team at home. In the first game of an AL East series, they win about 40% of the time. In the second game of an AL series, they win about 10% of the time. In the third game of an AL East series, they win about 40% of the time. And in the fourth game of an AL West series, they win 70% of the time. Like it doesn't, it's Looney Tunes. And I think it's just because, the Red Sox and the Rays and the Yankees especially, and the Blue Jays sometimes too, just hammer them all. And it's just like, you're playing the same team. It's kind of like we're watching these NBA series, and you hear Reggie Miller and JJ Redick and all these guys say, by the time you played about 3 times against the same team, you hate them. You're super annoyed with everyone on the field. And the Orioles are just like, are we really going to lose 4 in a row? And I just, and especially it got down to extra innings, and I'm sure they're thinking, here we go again.
It's funny stuff, And I put a lot of stock in, after I look at games and break them down, there's a lot of stuff. And Dr. Chuck, Ross, any of the great cappers at SportsMemo, myself, we look at things a different way. But I do put stock in certain things you have to looking to confirm a point of view, Yeah. But if you can't subscribe to any one angle, whether it be baseball, basketball, football, whatever, you just can't, because, so many factors, so many things factor into how we handicap these things. Looking at baseball, you got certain teams, they got these bullpen games, if you want, where a pitcher pitches an inning. It's hard to factor, especially, you got certain pitches that can go 5, maybe even 6 regularly. You got certain teams that only they don't care if a guy's pitching a no-hitter and they yank him because of a pitch count. So there's so many different factors. The game has changed, Back in the old days, Doctor, I spoke over the years just on a little rant. I got a chance to speak to Joe Gibbs and Bill Parcells 2 different times over the years. And what's funny is they really hate each other. There is a real hatred, a genuine hatred for one another. But what they both told me, and I didn't say it because I spoke to Parcells first, I spoke to Gibbs. I didn't say it to Gibbs, but they both said, and the last time I spoke to one was Gibbs maybe 6 or 7 years ago. And he said, well, even though the game is changing and stuff, you still got to run the ball and stop the run. Well, we see that getting into the postseason, but getting it, during the regular season, it's just throw the ball and just hope we can outscore the opponent. The same thing has changed with baseball, where pitchers, where you could get guys to go 6 or 7 or 8 and then bring in a middle reliever and then a closer, in the last part of the 9th. Now you're seeing 5, 6, 7 pitchers in a game for a team. It's changed a lot, and the way we handicap games has to change as well. So kudos to you, Doc. Let me give a couple announcements, and then we're going to run down the games. Once again, guys, prayers to my wife, the First Lady of Las Vegas, Dionne D'Amico. We certainly miss you, baby. Hopefully you're back on Monday and healthy. Also, watch Full Count, the MLB Sports Betting Show today live, 12 p.m. Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern. I'm going to be hosting. Joining me, Dr. Chuck. You didn't get a double dose of Dr. Chuck today and Kevin Thomas. So tune into that before you make any of today's baseball decisions. Also, the great folks over at SportsMemo, you see it scrolling across the bottom of your screen. 3 days for Dionne and myself, all sports, just $59, no code needed. Also, go to the SportsMemo YouTube channel. Subscribe, guys. It takes 2 seconds. Nothing, nothing crazy. You got great content. You get this show 5 days a week, the MLB show 5 days a week. John Ryan does a ton of stuff. Ross Benjamin does a ton of stuff. Also, go to the SportsMemo Twitter page. The best collection, of cappers anywhere on the planet at SportsMemo. We each post a lot of free content. You get futures, you get odds, you get great columns. Eric Pauly writes a lot of stuff. Guys, go there. Also, follow Ross Benjamin. Follow Dr. Chuck at Dr. Chuck Sports. Me at Joe D'Amico. When you hit us up, may take a minute, may take an hour, may take a day. We will get back to you. On behalf of SportsMemo, wait, let me run down the games. I got ahead of myself, Doc. I got so excited. Let me run down the games. Wow, I got ahead of myself. Look at that. Joey never does that. You mean my mouth went faster than my brain?
No.
Inconceivable. Ross Benjamin had the Cardinals on the run line, -1.5 plus 105. Doc, what did you have tonight?
We're looking at Clay tonight, but I want to say one more thing.
Sure.
As far as that who's pumped for the I know this is not college football season, but speaking of coaches that hate each other, October 8th, baby. That's going to be Texas A&M and Alabama. I'm pumped already.
Going to be a great game. Doc had Clay Thompson over 20.5 tonight, correct?
Yep.
All right. And your host, the A's, first 5 plus $1.55. Sports fans, before we sign off, Dr. Chuck, any closing comments or thoughts?
Nope. Just good luck, guys. Get better, Dionne. I want to see you on the show next week, and I look forward to this afternoon.
Thanks, Doc. We adore you. Sports fans, on behalf of SportsMemo, Ross, Dr. Chuck, and me, Joe D'Amico, everyone out there, good luck and have a winning day.